Peace. What's good, my city people? What's good, my family? MotorCityMan here in the flesh and the spirit, but more in the spirit. You know, we are in some revelation times, man. It's like, if you're not aligned spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, it's like, man, you're gonna, like, the frequency of the planet, man, it's changed, it's gonna throw you off. And it's like, a lot of people got lost in the sauce these past 5 to 8 years. You see, I had some people around me that I was trying to pull out of darkness. For a while, I tried to do nothing but build and grow and create with them, and it's like they were still trying to figure me out, or they were still trying to see what I was working with, see what I was on. But the whole time, I was showing them the fruits that I bear from the spirit. I'm showing them how I'm able to heal, how I'm able to create art, how I'm able to just keep going, have that tunnel vision while maintaining my regular job, my 9-to-5 job, while continuing my education, furthering my education by going to college after I graduated high school. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I was born and raised inside of the city of Detroit, Michigan, on the west side. But most of my family, from my mother and father's side, they're closer on the east. But what's crazy is I kind of ended up growing up all around the city of Detroit, man. It's a story. I grew up Southwest too, where I was raised. Me and my second older brother, we was raised by some very, very humble, down-to-earth, righteous people. And ultimately, it affected the way we interacted with others on a spiritual, emotional level. It created a way of, how can I say, a way of life, how to connect with people of all ages, all different ethnicities, demographics of people, different backgrounds, being able to open up to whoever, anybody that's in your path. It's truly inspiring in a way. It's truly great in a way, you know. Like, a lot of you might seem like I'm rambling to a lot of you, but I'm actually trying to break down how I ended up discovering myself and how I ended up becoming what I am now, as I would call myself, as MotorCityMan. A man from the Motor City. I mean, ain't no love like the heart of the city, right? But times is changing, man. It's like we're in some very revelation days, and a lot of people got to understand, man. We've been programmed, we've been influenced to live a certain way, think a certain way, interact with people a certain way, understand people, or I should say, try to compare people from who we know in our daily lives. And we can't always do that, especially in these times. You see, it's a new world. The old world has been replaced by the new world. Technology has advanced. Relationships have changed. They've become more I would say dysfunctional, because here in the black community, not just the black community though, but majority of the black community, we struggle, man, with relationships. We have our relationship problems, and most of it is rooted from our own families, where we was raised, who we was raised by, or, the circumstance we was raised in. Not having both of our parents, you know what I mean? But you see me, I never really used that as an excuse, because I already knew I had to find myself. I had to find my way of being who I am, becoming who I am, you know what I mean, as a person. These 24 years here on earth, it led me to a groundbreaking discovery that it doesn't matter who you had in your life. You had mom or dad. It doesn't matter what day out of the year you was born, what day out of the month you was born, what month you was born. It's literally all about who you are. It took some time to really realize, and that's what it's about. It's about embracing who you are, becoming your own self, and through these years, man, with the culture, not even just the culture, just the way of coming of age, people got lost in the sauce, man. People got lost in the sauce. You see me, growing up, I always operated with love, with empathy, with logic and reasoning. That's why I call myself ambidextrous to this day. And I always knew how to connect with people, work with others, as well as stay to myself. See, there's a balance to it, There's a divine balance, a spiritual balance. And a lot of people don't understand that. They get it misconstrued with, oh, he's a shy guy, oh, he's naive, oh, he's not good with working with others. Or it's just like, he talk too much, he doing too much. But that's the thing, man, that's what come with the territory, of being an independent, confident, righteous role model, coming of age. You become a threat, you become a target to people who haven't been able to develop themselves, because this is what life is about, right? Self-development. And it's sad, it's unfortunate to say, a lot of folks, they start families, but in the mix of that, they still don't find a way to continue to self-develop themselves spiritually, mentally. It's not always about finance, Finance is a very vital, it plays a very vital role in our lives, our daily lives, but that's not all there is. See, these young guys, they get that misconstrued. These young women, they get that misconstrued. We have to constantly work on ourselves, intellectually, spiritually. And I've always considered myself a genius because I was always creative. I was always finding a way to do things, solve problems in a different way. Because I'm a problem solver. Ultimately, I'm a problem solver, a critical thinker. Most people don't know how to think, and they live their lives just going with the flow, just moving. They don't know how to think. They don't know how to think ahead, and It shows. It shows in the character. It shows in the way they conduct themselves when they're out in public, when they're communicating, when they're connecting with others. It shows. What's understood don't have to be said all the time, you know? I try to tell people all the time because, you know, I've always been down to earth. I'm not going to just say I'm still down to earth, like, you know what I mean, something changed or anything. I've always been down to earth. There's been times, man, I've worked a lot of jobs, man. It's like I try to tell people how you work is how you carry yourself, but not everyone understands that part, man. That's where the separation comes in at, though. That's where the cutoff comes in at. You know a person by how they conduct themselves when they're out in public, how they carry themselves, how they talk to people, how they give respect, show respect. You gotta give respect to get it back. You gotta show respect to get respect. You gotta show love to give love. And we're in a time to where kindness, a kind-hearted person can be taken advantage of. They can be seen as naive, weird, untrustworthy, too nice. Untrustworthy because they're too nice. But it's like, what about the ones that's actually out here causing harm, confusion, deception? What about those? Those are the ones with the most attention. Those are the ones pulling the strings on the righteous to get them to conform in the kingdom of darkness. When in reality, we were always meant to embrace the light, embrace the kingdom of heaven. But it's imperative, it's vital to know who you are. It doesn't matter if you had mom and dad every single day of your life, because I tell you what, man. I tell you what, young lady. You strong. You gotta fight. You gotta figure out who you wanna be, because I tell you what, once you step out inside, out them doors, people, society itself is gonna tell you who you are. They're gonna try to tell you who you are. They're gonna try to compare you to people in your lives, in their lives. I'm sorry. They're gonna try to compare you to people in their lives, and that's not cool, man, because you're you know? They haven't been what you are all your life, so they can't really tell you who you are. Sometimes it takes for a person to be shown who a person is for them to have a changed perspective. You know? Growing up, I've worked enough jobs, man. I've worked enough jobs outside of the city and inside of the city to know where I currently work, where I currently work, it's dog eat dog, man. It'd be like little circles, little cliques, man. And it's like, it'd be certain things that go on, man. It's a city inside of a city where I work. But the thing about me, I'm an intuitive individual. I can see some BS a mile away and still remain kind, still remain in faith, like it ain't even going on. Just so Almighty can let it all unfold, unravel. You see, when you truly a warrior of God Almighty, the righteous, everything will work in your favor if you remain in faith. No matter how dark things get, man, young lady, no matter how dark things get, life is still at the end of the tunnel. Light is still at the end of the tunnel. Almighty is still working things out in your favor for you, because He knows He chose you for a reason. He chose you to be the beacon of His kingdom, to reflect what He has stored upon you, what He has anointed you with. Not everyone is chosen, not everyone is called to the will of God. Some people are pulled out of darkness to be sanctified. You see, I've had my transgressions, I have my issues within the workplace with co-workers, you know. I've tried to embrace it all though. The bad days, the good days, the training days. Even the people outside of work though, even the people I've tried to build with, you know, create with. Giving too many people the benefit of the doubt, excuse me. You know, my brain cognitive function a little bit off. I'm still working on myself, man. I'm only 24. I ain't perfect, y'all. But I tell you what, I know who I am. I know what I'm about. I know what I stand for. You know? As children of God, we hold ourselves to a certain standard. Even we aren't perfect. We're not perfect. But we damn sure know what our morals are, what our values and principles are. And we cook. And wherever we at, wherever we step foot, we conduct ourselves in an orderly fashion as a reflection of Him, of Almighty. No matter what type of day we're having, no matter what type of day we're having. Some of us grew up with dysfunctional families, man, and we had to really figure out how to find ourselves through the midst of the wicked ways of this society and dark world. We didn't have, some of us brothers, we didn't have our pops around, man. We had to figure out who we was for ourselves and for our future family, so that when we step into society, we won't be confined by the dark-spirited individuals who try to tell us who we are when we already know who we are. It's up to you to figure that out. It's up to you to see the light inside of us. And sometimes it ain't even that, because them spirits, let me tell you something, man. These low-level spirits entities, man, they know. They know when they see a one that's anointed. They know when a real one. Let me not even say all that. Let me just say they know when a real one into the room. When a real one into the room, they know. That's when they start working against them. That's when they start working against them. But little do they know, they just working against Almighty. But Almighty conquers all. Almighty is all-knowing. My bad, family. My camera cut off on me. The sun is out. Amen. I'm getting that vitamin D. But furthermore, you have to be able to figure out who you are in this world, man, because people will come after you and try to tell you who you are, and that's not cool, man. Because at the same time, your heart beat for you, man. You can't let nobody tell you who you are. You know what I mean? You had to raise yourself damn near. I ain't speaking to everybody, but some people out there, you know who I'm talking about. You had to grow into yourself. You had to figure yourself out. You had to learn what you wanted to learn for yourself. You had to alter yourself to a certain perception of who you had to become. Even the people who had their mama, dad, and that's the proof right there. It's all about who you are. And being able to know who you are, that's power, man. That's power in itself. Power of being self-aware of your surroundings, your environment, people around you. It ain't about being able to figure a motherfucker out, man. I do what I do. I am the way I am to protect myself. It's called having discernment, man. I don't use discernment against people. Cause at that same time, if I'm doing that, I'm using it against myself. When really, when I use discernment, I do it to protect myself. Cause I know every environment, every which way, man, it's always that evil eye. Always that one person in the back plotting against you, man. It's evident, man. I've been here 24 years. I've been in schools, I've been in jobs. I know. That's why it's imperative, it's vital, it's important to know who you are, know what you stand for. Know your rights, your laws, so that nobody can take your freedom, your power of self away from you. You have to know thyself in order to really conquer this life. In order to conquer whatever this is we call life. Because it's a lot of, I'ma tell you what, man. I'ma tell you what, young lady. It's a lot of violent, secret to jealousy, disturbed people out here, man. Backbiting, gossiping, gaslighting people out here, and they try to take what you got going on, what you built for yourself, what you harness for yourself away from you. And that's not what righteousness is about. You see, us, the kingdom, the children of God Almighty, we come with the come on. I'm telling you. They know when you enter that, when them real ones enter the room, they know. They know it's time to tighten up, it's time to lock in. They know it's time to tighten up. Cause when I tell you what, man, this is real, it's proof. When you can literally see through all the bullshit, excuse my language, excuse my French. When you can literally see through all the BS, them demons is not gonna want you around, man. They're gonna do anything they can to try to get you up out of here, man. Try to get you away. See, they're gonna keep the blinded, they're gonna keep the blind close by, and the ones that can see for what it is, see everything for what it is, they're gonna label them this and that. They're gonna try to drive them as far away from the people so they can't reach them and bring them out of darkness. They're gonna do whatever they can, man, to keep people blinded. And that's what insecurity is about, jealousy. It plays a role in a lot of stuff, man. That's not the will of God. That's not the way. That's not being righteous, man. That's not what integrity is about. That's not what love is about. That's not what unity is about. That's not what equality is about. I can get along with anybody in any environment, man. Anybody of any demographic, dude. I'm telling you, dude. It's all about the mind, heart, and spirit, literally. I'm a safe spirit. I've been out in Cali all year, in and out, all year. It was a flight, my last flight, man. I tell you what, my last flight back home, I'm back home now. I was trying to move out. It seemed like this is where I'm supposed to be. I got to spread light here in the Motor City, here in Detroit, Michigan. It's all about building up your self-esteem, your confidence, your self-awareness in order to protect yourself. Not intimidate other people, not try to act like you better than other people. It's all about being able to protect yourself and being able to live a balanced life. A life you want to live, create for yourself. On my way back, the flight on my way back home here in Detroit, I had 2 monks. 2 of them. They would sleep right next to me. I mean the whole flight. I was on the farthest right towards the window. It was 2 months, man. On some Avatar shit, dog. On some Avatar and Render shit. telling you, boy. I'm telling y'all, man. On some Avatar Airbender shit, man. The last Airbender type shit. Nigga, it was 2 of them, man. Excuse my language, y'all. I ain't perfect, man. I still dimmer dabble with my little slang, man. I'm trying to perfect and my way of communicating, or you know what I mean, articulating what I'm really trying to say in a more formal, righteous way. Because I need the stuff I'm coming out with. Anyone is welcome to tune in to me. Anyone. Of any city, any state, any country, anyone is welcome to tune in to the MotorCityMan. But yeah, it's imperative that you establish that self-awareness enough to create what I would call mind over matter. You have to have that. You have to be in this space to where you have developed mind over matter. I'll get into that furthermore in my next video, man. Stay tuned for that. But knowing thyself. You know what I mean? For us chosen ones, man, I'm trying to tell y'all, when you like very, very deeply understanding of a lot, man, you're gonna spend so much time alone because you're just not for the BS. You know what I mean? You're not trying to be with the BS. And dealing with people, it come with a lot, man. Being in certain environments, like the black community, though, the ghetto, the impoverished communities, man, it come with the territory, man. You gonna come into like situations to where your character, your principles, values, morals will be tested, man. That's why you knowing yourself, you knowing thyself, being self-aware, that's where that come in at, man. Because you're going to be tested on a daily through what you're doing, through your activity, your daily activities, exercises. And it's only the ones who know of themselves, who have tunnel vision, who have a purpose, that's still caught up in the matrix, which is the rat race, that have to go into a regular job and grind it out. Those are the ones who are targeted. Those are the ones who get the most gaslighting, the most worst experience. Because it's all energy, it's all spiritual, you know? That's what it always is. The flesh is weak, man. I gotta tell you, the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. God willing, Almighty. As I wrap this video up, man, I want y'all to think about that, man. Think about what I laid out for you in this video, man. I'm not perfect. I'm still metamorphosing into my higher self, my better self. So, welcome to the Matrix, man. It's MotorCityMan signing out. I see y'all, my city people, my family. Stay tuned, man. Tap in, subscribe, man. Share this video, repost it for a friend or family member, man. Welcome to the new world, the multiverse. It's time to renew your mind, open up your heart, man. It's time to end the Motor City madness. There's a lot of madness going on, man. The plague has come to the end, man. The sorcery, witchcraft, necromancy, it's over with, man. God is present. Almighty has been present in all of humanity, in every part of time. So if you thinking He's not present and you doing your devious things, it's time to put that to a side. It's time to step outside into the light and change your ways. Peace out.